I always recognize abandoned halls by their silence. Not the absence of sound, the absence of memory. Stone no longer remembers footsteps, holds no warmth of hands, gives no echo beneath my boots. When I entered the fissure at the foot of the black ridge, the air felt ancient, like an oath long broken. My torch burned steady, yet the light seemed to sink into the dark, as if the mountain itself wished not to be seen. I walked toward a kingdom without a name, one that fell in a single night and never forgave the world or itself. The gates stood open, not shattered, open from within. Twin doors of black obsidian loomed above me, their surfaces veined with a dim red glow, like embers buried under ash. No scorch marks, no broken siege engines, no fallen banners. Only a fine layer of gray dust coating the threshold, smooth and undisturbed, as if nothing living had crossed it in centuries. I ran my gloved hand along the carvings, coronations, feasts, forges blazing with life. The stone was cold, yet beneath that cold I felt a tremor, not fear, anticipation. The throne hall opened without warning, vast and suffocating. I stopped at the threshold, breath caught in my chest. Dwarves filled the chamber from wall to wall. Warriors, shield bearers, servants, all turned to stone mid-motion. One reached for another's hand, one raised a shield that would never fall. Their beards had hardened into jagged ridges, their eyes clouded into pale crystal, faces twisted in terror, in defiance, in disbelief. I walked between them slowly, boots scraping against a floor dusted in ages of silence, afraid that even the smallest sound might shatter what little remained of them. It stood upon a raised dais carved from a single mass of black glass, a throne made not to comfort, but to command. Now it was split clean through, as if an invisible blade had struck with the force of a god. From the fracture pulsed thin veins of crimson light, crawling outward into the floor and walls like living roots. A pressure built behind my eyes, a low vibration settling into my teeth. The stone was not dead here. It was awake, watching, remembering. And somewhere beneath that silent gaze, I felt the weight of a will that had once ruled everything it touched. Between the broken halves of the throne, resting in a cradle of splintered obsidian, lay a crown. No gold adorned it, no jewels caught the light, only dark metal shaped in severe, deliberate lines, threaded with faint crystals that pulsed like a distant heartbeat. It was not made to honor a king. It was made to change one. As I stepped closer, the air thickened, heavy in my lungs. A whisper brushed the inside of my skull, soft as grinding stone. Lift me, son of the mountain, and finish what was begun. The moment my fingers closed around the crown, the hall vanished. Firelight roared back to life, banners hung unburned, and the air rang with the clamor of a living court. Upon the throne sat a king, his eyes burning with the same crimson glow now bleeding through the cracks in the stone. He raised one hand, and the walls obeyed. Pillars bent like soft clay, the floor heaved in a rising wave. Guards shouted, rushing forward,
but their voices broke into screams as stone crawled over their armor, their beards, their faces, sealing them in silent gray. The vision shattered like struck glass, and I staggered back into the dead silence of the hall. The crown rested in my hands, heavier now, as if it had settled not on my palms, but inside my skull. A murmur coiled through my thoughts, smooth and patient. He lacked the strength to bear me. You do not. You hear the stone. You understand its language. The words felt reasonable, gentle. I looked at the frozen dwarves around me and knew each of them had once trusted the voice of a king who also believed he was doing what was right.
I closed my eyes, and the crown's promise unfolded behind them like a vision carved in fire. Tunnels spreading at my command, fortresses rising from bare stone, gates sealing against every enemy the world could send. No famine, no fear, no waiting on slow hands and weaker wills. Order, absolute and enduring, etched into the bones of the mountain. Was that tyranny, or simply strength without hesitation? My grip tightened around the metal. It felt warm now, almost alive, as though it had already begun to measure the shape of my head.
In the dark mirror of the shattered obsidian, I saw a stranger wearing my face. His eyes burned red, thin cracks creeping across his skin like fault lines in cooling rock. Not a king crowned in wisdom, a vessel filled with something older, heavier, hungrier. I am no ruler of thrones. I am a smith. I know the difference between a tool shaped for the hand and one forged as a chain. With a growl that shook dust from the ancient rafters, I lowered my hammer, feeling the mountain hold its breath with me. The hammer fell like thunder in the deep. Steel met crown, and the sound was not a ring, but a rupture, as if the mountain itself had exhaled after an age of suffocation. Crimson light burst through the hall's veins, flared, then died, leaving only cold stone and drifting shards of dark metal at my feet. The pressure behind my eyes lifted. The silence changed, still heavy, but no longer watching. I stood among the frozen dwarves, and though they did not move, their faces seemed gentler in the torchlight. I could not save them, but I ended the echo that would have claimed us all.